Today we're talking about listening for buying cues. Hey, it's Tom Jackobs, TomJacobs.com. Thank you so much for joining me outside here. It's a little chilly day here in Houston, Texas, but I wanted to be outside and share these little knowledge bombs with you. And today we're talking about listening for buying cues. Now, in the last video that I posted, I talked about listening as a way of making more money and making more sales. Well, now when you are in that act of listening, now you can start to listen for buying cues. That's when your prospect is actually giving you cues that they're ready to buy. Now, it's different from them just whipping out their wallet and pulling out a credit card and giving it to you. That, you know, you've just made the sale, which is pretty awesome. But what if they're telling you in so many words, whether through their actions or through the actual words that they're giving you, that they're ready to buy? Now, I'll give you a little story here because, you know, I love telling stories. So a while ago, I don't know, it was probably more than 10 years ago, I bought a new car. It was a BMW, a little 3 Series, 328. It was red. And I had my eye on this particular car, not necessarily the red one, but on this particular car. And I go into the dealership, and I remember sitting down with the salesperson, and he did an amazing job of actually listening to me, what my wants were, what my budget was, and all that. And he goes, you know, that's great. We have this car that's been here for a little bit. It's got, you know, it's got heated seats. It's a little bit more power than what you're wanting. But would you like to go test drive it? It's manual transmission like what you wanted as well. And so I went out and I test drove it. Of course, I fell in love with it. It was bright red, black interior. It was stick shift, which is what I wanted in that car. And so, but it was the higher model and more expensive, of course, than what I really wanted to spend on this car. So we get back to the salesperson desk, and he says, you know, I know you told me your budget and all this, and but how'd you like that? I was like, well, you know, it was pretty amazing, and, you know, great pickup, it was a great car. He goes, well, do you still want to do the 4-cylinder? I was like, well, you know, probably because it's in my budget. He said, well, are you opposed to more power? I think at that point he knew he had me at that point because I definitely loved the power behind the wheel of that particular car. And then I was like, well, yeah, it's okay. I know it's been on the lot a while. How about you take $2,000 off the sticker? And he was like, well, can't really do that. The most I can do is $500. I was like, I don't know if I can just deal with just $500 off. He goes, well, if you don't, somebody else is going to buy the car. Or, you know, I'm not worried because somebody else is going to buy the car. He had such confidence in his sales approach and just the way that he listened, and he knew the buying signals that I was giving because you know, as I was driving the car, he was like, I'm lighting up, and it's like he knew he had me at the test drive because he was listening, he was watching, he was looking for all those cues when, you know, people are leaning forward, there's a smile, they're engaged in the conversation. You know you are making the sale at that point, and it's at that point that you just need to shut up, boop, and then make the sale. Don't try to keep selling the product. You already know that they're already sold on the product. It's just a matter of coming down to the negotiating the price or the details and all that. So that's the point where so many salespeople talk themselves out of a sale because then they go on about more benefits and features and all this, which don't really matter at that point because that prospect is ready to buy. So at that point, you want to be listening for those buying cues. You want to look for that body language. People are leaning forward, their eyes are opening up, they're really engaged in the conversation, and at that point, go into your closing techniques. You know, would you see yourself taking this on Thursday? How do you think you're going to fit this in your budget? Things like that, or little trial closes. They say, well, you know, I can move things around. Great. Let's go ahead and get started. All I need is your Visa, MasterCard, what have you. And that's how you move very quickly into the sales stage because you're listening for those buying cues. There's no reason to keep selling at that point. Keep talking. You know, you just take the money. Right? At that moment when people are ready to buy, go ahead and let them buy. So I hope this has helped so that it's kind of quickens your sales process and make sure that you're moving your mouth less. That was that motion of moving my mouth less. So keep your mouth closed, keep your ears open, listen to those buying cues, and you will definitely sell more. I can't wait to share more information with you. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, put some comments below, And until next time, you have a great day.